Hi and welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about the early history of what is now Great Britain. This is not intended to be an in-depth university level lecture. It is more of a general overview to help those of you studying for the Life in the UK test. It is not intended to be a replacement for the handbook that you have for the Life in the UK test. It's more of an addition to that in case having someone telling you about it is easier than reading it. You should still refer to the handbook for your test. This is the 8th in a series of short videos covering different times in British history. If you missed the others, you may wish to watch those first, starting with the Stone Age. If you're ready, let's find out about the events of the 1200s. First of all, let's look at some of the difficult words you will hear. If something is drawn out, it means it lasts for a very long time. Frequent means often. A charter is an official document that states what people's rights are. A guardian is someone who cares for a child in place of their parents. Extravagant means spending far more money than is necessary. A warrior is a fighter or soldier. Now, try to match the words to the definitions. You may wish to pause the video here while you do this. And here come the answers. Listen to this account of the Middle Ages and try to answer the questions. At the end of the last video, King John had just taken the throne. He was not a popular king. In 1200, he began a long, drawn-out war with France, and this meant that he asked for larger and more frequent financial contributions from his subjects. In 1214, after a defeat in France, he demanded a further financial contribution. Several nobles grouped together and demanded that he agree to a charter confirming their rights. King John resisted for as long as possible, but eventually he had no choice, and in 1215 the Magna Carta was signed. The Magna Carta stated that even the king was subject to the law. It restricted his ability to collect taxes and to make or change laws, and it protected the rights of the nobility. King John died in 1216, and the third of our Henrys came to the throne. Henry III was only 9 when he became king, and so he had guardians who ruled in his name. This Henry had no interest at all in fighting, and so his reign was extremely peaceful. However, he was a very extravagant king, and he spent a lot of money on the arts. For example, he ordered many improvements to Westminster Abbey in honour of Edward the Confessor. When he came of age, Henry III asked for more money to be raised by taxation far more often than any of his predecessors. The nobles were not impressed with what they considered such a waste, and Henry was forced to agree to having a bigger group of elected representatives who would make decisions on finances. At first, these representatives were just landowners from the country, but in 1265, elected representatives from the towns were also included. This is seen as the beginning of English Parliament. Henry III died in 1272, and his son Edward became the new king. Edward I was more of a warrior than his father, and early in his reign he invaded Wales. Wales at the time had been united and was ruled by Prince Llewellyn. The Welsh resisted the English invasion, but the English ultimately won, and in 1284 Wales was annexed, and the Statute of Rhuddlan introduced English law to Wales. During these struggles, many castles were built in Wales, including at Conway and Carnarvon. In 1301, Edward named his son Prince of Wales, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's pause here, and I'll see you again to see what happened in the 1300s. Let's just recap those main points. King John signed the Magna Carta in 1215. The Magna Carta states that even the king is subject to the law. Henry III was very extravagant and ordered improvements to Westminster Abbey. 1265 is considered to be the beginning of English Parliament. Wales, led by Prince Llewellyn, tried to resist the English invasion. Wales was annexed in 1284. Edward I named his son Prince of Wales in 1301. I hope you found that useful. You may wish to listen again, but if you feel confident, look out for the next video where we'll talk about the 1300s. I look forward to welcoming you back very soon.